Okay, so you've decided that you want to house hack. You want to live in one unit, rent out other units in one property to cover your mortgage payment. In this video, we're going to be going over how I did that in my unit that I actually house hacked in. This is the first property I ever bought. And then we're going to dive in how I added all the value. So let's jump right into it. So I'm here in the first apartment that I ever bought. It's a small 1-bed, 1-bath unit in the town that I live in. What I did with this property was I bought a triplex. So there are 2 units that I rent besides this one above and then one behind us over here. I want to go over in this video what this property was like before I bought it and then how I increased the value of this property. So when I first started looking at this property, it looked nothing like what it is right now. I found this property where the numbers worked out just right, where it was able to cover my entire mortgage payment every single month. So I decided that if I could rent out 2 of them and live in this one, I would cover my entire mortgage payment. Here's how the numbers kind of looked on the entire building. It was $300,000 property, so $100,000 per door. I was able to rent out the upstairs unit for $1,200 and I was able to rent out the back for $1,150. My entire mortgage payment on this property for me to acquire it was right around $2,100. So I actually was going to cash flow to live in the unit that I'm in right now and live completely for free and pocket some money. Because if I do $1,200 plus $1,150, I am over the $2,100 payment that I had to pay to have this property. I talked about this in the video before in this series. I was able to do this with an FHA loan. This means I only had to put 3.5% down to acquire this property. So the numbers looked similar to this. I bought it for right around $300, like I just said, and I had to put 3.5% down. That comes out to right around $11,500 or $12,000, right in between there. I had to put a few other expenses down when I bought this property. I had to pay for an appraisal, I had to pay to get an inspection done, and I had to pay for some of the closing costs as well involved. All in all, I had to bring to the table $18,000 to acquire this $300,000 building just so I could live for free. If you think about these numbers, I was paying $900 a month in rent before I bought this property. Well, if you do 900 times 12 months, that is just over $10,000 a year that I'm going to be paying to live in a rental property. If I pay $18,000 to acquire this one and live for free, I almost am able to save enough money within 2 years as if I was just renting another property. We looked at this house, we looked at all the surrounding area, we liked it, so we purchased this building. This unit did not look like it does right now. And I want to walk through this. So if you're looking to buy a triplex or a duplex, I want to show you some things that I learned through experience that you should look at when you do a walkthrough. So when I bought the unit that I'm in right now, it was not very nice at all. Okay, the layout was super janky and they were only getting about $700 a month in rent for this 1-bed, 1-bath property. When you walked into this unit, the kitchen was tiny. There was no counter space whatsoever. It was actually right where this little box piece is on the wall. And where this mirror is, that was the only counter space in the entire kitchen. That was it. I decided that we needed to add more counter space so we could increase the rent on this property. So we wrote down the layout on this kitchen and moved the kitchen to the other side of the room. We actually did the piping underneath the flooring and brought up the sink to the other side of the kitchen so we could have somewhat of a wraparound kitchen in this room. And then we were also able to take this back corner where the refrigerator is and put the fridge. It wasn't there. The refrigerator was actually where the microwave is right now. We moved the refrigerator to the corner to open up the space even more, because when you first walked into the kitchen, the first thing you did when you opened the door was hit the refrigerator, which just made the place feel so small. So we were able to move this kitchen all around, hide the refrigerator in this corner to open up the space in the kitchen. The other thing I noticed right away whenever you walked into this room was that the door actually opened up from the other way. So instead of opening out inwards, it actually opened inwards to the outside and it blocked the way into the living room. So the door was always in the way. So we actually had to replace the door and put it on the other side of the hinges. One other small touch that we did in this kitchen is we had drop ceiling and there was no way that we could add drywall to the ceiling or raise it because of the piping above us from the other unit. What we decided to do, instead of using those huge panels, we did smaller paneling just to make the whole space feel a little bit more bright and a little bit more open. So you can see that here in the panels. So one of the reasons we're even able to record right here is because I have some new tenants that are moving into this apartment right now, and they're super great. They let us come in and record before they were totally moved in. So you're gonna see some boxes here in this video, but that's because my tenants are moving in and out, and they were gracious enough to let us come in and do some recording so you guys could see what the actual apartment looks like. The next thing that we did in this unit was update the living room. There was carpet in here before, and the person had an animal that actually had pooped and peed all over the carpet. So we had to rip this carpet out and add new flooring. So we decided to use LVT flooring. We got some decent grade stuff. We didn't get the cheapest, but we didn't have to get the most expensive. And it made the entire room feel completely different, ripping that carpet out and adding this flooring in here. The other thing we did was we added a better light fixture at the top to make the room feel brighter in the evenings, and even whenever the day's like a little dim, it just made the room feel a lot better. Added a mini split to this room, so that way we could keep the room a lot cooler in the summer. Instead of having to have an AC unit blow in the window at all times, we were able to add these mini splits that saves on electric, and it's just much more easy to control the temperature of your entire space by having this cooling system up at the top. And the last thing we did in the living room was it was actually painted a darker blue originally. So we decided to paint over it and just make it white to make the entire space feel a lot bigger, because it is only a 1 bed, 1 bath. It is a decent sized living room in here, but with the white color and then the open windows with the better lighting, it does make the space feel a lot better. It makes you feel like you have more space. The ceilings are a little bit higher. It was just a much better thing to do, was use a bright color. So that way we could increase the rents. When people walked in, they felt better about paying that higher rent value. So one of the first things I noticed in the bedroom of this apartment was actually right behind me, there was a door. So the apartment on the back side here, their entrance is behind this wall. And then there was a door right here. That was a little sketch to me, because I felt like if you're gonna sleep in this room, you don't want a door of other people walking in and out all the time. So what we did was we got rid of this door. We actually drywalled it and added a new wall here, so there's no way that anybody can enter from behind this wall. And then because we were able to do that, we were able to move this wall in, and we were able to add a walk-in closet in this bedroom. That was one of the huge things about this property. There were no closets when we bought this bedroom. The wall was just farther back. The bedroom was a little bit bigger, so we were able to take some bedroom space, still a large bedroom, but also add a walk-in closet to this room. So that way when people walk through the living room, it's a lot brighter than they walk into the bedroom and they see that there's a walk-in closet, and they never even knew that the room was about 2 feet wider from the beginning. So if they don't even know it, they feel a lot more safe because there's not a door behind us. And then I added better lighting in here as well. One of the last things we were able to do in this space was make a tiled shower. The shower we had before, that was just an insert, and it was pretty like grimy. It was disgusting. No one wanted to shower in there. What we did was we just put a base down, and then we tiled the shower to make it feel a lot nicer in here. And actually it made the space feel bigger, because it is a small bathroom, as you can tell from here going through the bathroom. And then we also just were able to have an extra little storage space. You can see I didn't finish the flooring there because I didn't really have to. It was just like an extra little closet that people can put a curtain up and keep extra boxes all throughout there. That's how we were able to increase the value of this property just by making these subtle changes. So after going through all of those things, we felt really good about the property. That my wife and I actually moved into it, because you have to live in something for a full year whenever you buy something with an FHA. We had a great property. We were able to live for free, and we were able to increase the rent from $700 to now $1,200 a month, because this apartment makes sense. It was just real janky before. It didn't make sense. The kitchen was tiny. The bedroom did not feel safe. The bathroom did not feel big. Everything about it was wrong. And we did not even have to spend that much money to do all of this. We were able to do a lot of the work ourselves. We were able to do the kitchen for $5,500, and we were able to do all the flooring for less than $1,000. And then we were able to tile the entire bathroom for less than $2,000. So we did all of this for right around $10,000, and we were able to increase the rent for $500 more a month. So these are the type of things, I hope it was helpful for you as you walk through properties, as you want to look through these things, how you can make the kitchen better, make more counter space, make the bathroom feel bigger, make the bedroom feel safer. Adding a mini split so that way your tenants don't have to get window units to make the place cooler. All of that, if you can take care of those things for tenants, they will pay you premium rents and increase the value of your property.